Welcome to the Wild Gut Project. My name is Carrie and this is all about being vegan and low FODMAP for IBS. And this video is all about the really sneaky, annoying places that FODMAP show up when you least expect them. Well, I'm assuming you're a vegan, which means you are at a distinct advantage because you're already used to checking labels. So, yay, advantages. You're used to always being in the habit of any kind of packaged good, just having a quick scan and seeing those key ingredients to make sure there's no bits of animal in there. So transfer that skill over to FODMAPs and after a few weeks you'll know what's good. So just for completeness, I'm going to go through the obvious, maybe ones you don't know yet, but kind of obvious FODMAPs to look out for, or ingredients. So the first one is not strictly vegan, but honey. It likes to work its way into lots of kind of health foods as a sugar alternative. So, I don't know, honey's one that I find kind of shows up in places you might not necessarily expect it. And it's very high in fructose, so not low FODMAP. So along with that, in health foods, you'll often find agave nectar syrup used instead of sugar, which is unfortunately very high in FODMAP or fructose. So keep an eye out for that one. Also, and then not health foods, you'll often find high fructose corn syrup, which keep an eye out for that as well because it's not great. So these ones are very obvious. Garlic powder, onion powder, celery powder, and they find their way into so many foods, and unfortunately lots of vegan meat substitutes and marinated tofus, they all kind of have those in somewhere. So just keep an eye out. And then another one which should send alarm bells ringing is bean flour. It's a very useful thickening agent, it's got lots of fibre, so it is found in a lot of processed foods. So any bean, any flour made from it, it's high FODMAP. Don't eat it while you're in the elimination phase. And then dried fruits I've mentioned because there are some you can have and other ones you really can't. So you can have up to 10 banana chips. You can have up to a tablespoon of goji berries, currants, raisins, cranberries. So for example, you can't have sultanas and you can't have dates, and dates like to find themselves in lots of health vegan foods too, so just keep an eye out for those. So then on to the sneaky sly FODMAPs that you might not have realised, and certainly I didn't realise. Inulin. Inulin is like the new milk protein powder that you'll, as a vegan, know gets in everywhere. Inulin is actually a fructan, it's a chain of fructose molecules, and it's a brilliant prebiotic if you have a normal gut, but if you have IBS, it's a very common trigger. Because it's an indigestible fibre, it doesn't get digested by your body, so it's really low calorie. It's used to substitute sugars, fats, and flour, so anything that's kind of low fat, sugar, low calorie, just alarm bells should be ringing, and check it for inulin. It can also come under another name of chicory root, because that's a really, high inulin source. Fantastic for your gut if you don't have IBS, but damn it. So the second one I want to put under less obvious is kind of blindingly obvious, but not, and it's polyols. And it's because it has so many names. So sorbitol, mannitol, xylitol, maltitol, am I saying that right? Maltitol, and isomalt are all kind of the names you need to be aware of when you're scanning for ingredients for polyol. And these I would say are like the sneakiest because they're often used as a low calorie sweetener. So I have an example here. This is a B12 supplement that I was taking, like that. And actually the second ingredient in it is sorbitol. It's like a big dose of polyol. I've since found out I'm absolutely fine with sorbitol, so I've continued using this, but I did have a break from it. I just took tablets instead because, you could be dosing up on polyols every day, which are triggering your IBS and you didn't know. So yeah, all supplements, and actually some of the tablets have mannitol in, so just check the ingredients of your supplements. The one I really want to stress is xylitol, because it's actually very effective at killing the bacteria in your mouth. The bacteria in your teeth will take in the xylitol thinking it's sugar and then die from starvation because it's not actually a good energy source for it. And for that reason, you'll find it in a lot of toothpaste and a lot of chewing gum. So always check your chewing gum maybe check your toothpaste. You might be accidentally having some polyols without realising. And then just in general, anything, again, low sugar, low calories, might be harbouring some polyol sweeteners. The next sneaky FODMAP I have put down as herbal teas, because I didn't realise this for a while, but chamomile is super high in fructan. Like, not even the weakest chamomile tea is okay. So unfortunately, chamomile is often used as a base for other herbal teas, so always check the ingredients in your herbal infusion. And just for completeness, oolong tea and dandelion are also high FODMAP, and also fennel tea. So fennel teas are quite common in detox teas and tummy calming teas, which is kind of ironic because it's high in FODMAP. So check your tea infusions, they may be causing your IBS. So the final ingredients you really need to be checking are spice mixes. So for example, I've got some lovely jerk seasoning here that would be just lovely on some pumpkin or aubergine, but yeah, it's got garlic in there. And then, for example, chili powders, ras el hanout, curry powder, they're all going to have garlic and onion in, so you kind of just need to get in the habit of checking the ones you have. And you can always make your own. Just basically look at the back, recreate it with the kind of original ingredients, it'll probably taste better. And then swap out the onion and garlic for a bit of asafoetida, and you'll basically have exactly the same thing, but not high FODMAP. And then the final tidbit of advice, knowledge that I found when I was researching this, is that in the UK, if an ingredient constitutes less than 2%, they can just call it a flavouring. So you really need to kind of use your instinct and judgment and your kind of level of caution if an ingredient is just listed as flavourings. It could very well have garlic and onion in. So if it's something that's, I don't know, has stock in it, for example, if it's like a soup or some kind of sauce, it probably does have onion and garlic in the flavourings, especially something like crisps, flavourings, it's probably onion and garlic if it's savoury, but if it's something sweet or something quite bland like a margarine, it's probably not going to have those annoying FODMAP flavours in there. So yeah, that's just a random rule I found out, 2% or less, use your judgment. But then conversely, in the US, I think that onion and garlic, because of their nutritional values, always have to be listed on the ingredients, so if you live there, that's lucky. So those are some of the FODMAPs I've come across. It doesn't actually rule out that many foods that you kind of wouldn't really want to be eating anyway. I don't mind not having to eat low-calorie foods, they always taste a bit. I'd love to know if you've been caught out and you've spotted any really sneaky sly FODMAPs, because I think everyone watching this video would like to know, because it's really annoying when you find out you've been accidentally taking some polyol every day when you think you're eating low FODMAP. Well, I hope this video was useful. I will see you next week. I've been trying to post on Sundays evenings. Yeah, and let me know if there's anything else you'd like videos on. Oh, and Merry Christmas, it's like December now. Bye.